Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like the kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time in CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk.
Getting down fresh out and another Prison Talk. Had a viewer that asked me, Big Herc, have you heard of very many people escaping from prison? Not a whole lot. And typically if somebody was trying to get out of prison, they would have to try to do it before they actually got to the location they were going to be housed at. Just because once you get in a place where they're going to have you at, the security is totally different. But transporting, like you've seen in the movies Fast and the Furious and some of these other movies where they catch the actual transportation on the road, that's when they're most vulnerable. And it seems like somebody got some intel in France when they were transporting this inmate nicknamed The Fly. Check this shit out. They were on some gangster
Escaped
shit.
from a prison van and is now the focus of a huge manhunt in France. Mohamed Amra is reportedly nicknamed La Mouche, or The Fly, because he is hard to catch. This CCTV footage shows the moment his van was ambushed by heavily armed men while he was being transported between a prison and a court. So what do we know about him? According to police sources, the 30-year-old is a drug dealer from northern France. He is said to have ties to Marseille's powerful Blacks gang and had recently been sentenced to 18 months for burglary. The public prosecutor said he was under investigation for a kidnapping and murder case in the city. Amra is also suspected of ordering the assassination of a Frenchman in Spain in 2023. After the escape, the public prosecutor announced an investigation into the attack, which is now considered a case of organized crime and murder.
Prison break is when you're really trying to execute one successfully, it's not pretty. And these guys killed 2 prison guards and injured 4 others. They got murder beefs. They have the country looking for them. Anybody who's associated with this guy, any of his friends, family, they're under investigation. They're going through it right now. There's a nationwide manhunt. This guy's face is on every Interpol. Anybody in his crew is under investigation now with Interpol. Internationally, there's not really anywhere he can go and hide unless he already had everything lined up and he's got some type of facial surgery or something going down. But yeah, this was a major get down, and it was well planned by the looks of it. They caught him at a stopping point and rammed the car, then turned around and had a second getaway vehicle. But they weren't playing no games. They shot their way up out of there and busted him out and got away. But France is not taking it lightly. This is, they say, attack against the country. They got the French, whatever Secret Service, the French police. They're going to probably have part of the French military. They're going to have a lot of manpower looking for these guys. So, when something like this goes down, you're never going to sleep with peace. You're going to always be looking over your shoulder. You're never going to know when they're going to come kick in your door, catch you in public, and they could be just letting you get comfortable and snatch you up. There's no statute of limitation. You got 2 murders of French policemen, 4 others shot. Dude, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So whatever they were breaking this guy out for, they said he was going away for 18 months for a burglary. Now, he's a high-powered criminal, but they got him for a burglary, but could have possibly been tied into a kidnapping and possibly another murder. But 18 months, and they broke this guy up out of there. That tells you something about this guy they're not really saying. And he's obviously more high-powered than just being a burglar. But, breaking out of prison, I haven't seen it when I was in prison. And I guess before I got to Lompoc USP in 2000, there was a situation where supposedly they flew over the yard and had basically a line for a guy to grab the line and fly him out. And that's what I heard. I didn't actually have any verification of that, but that was, somebody told me that because I asked him, I said, why do they have these lines going across the yard? So when you're in Lompoc USP, they have these basically lines that you couldn't see from probably up in the sky, but they're across the yard. So if you try to, say, come down and drops a line and it would get caught up. You couldn't go straight across the yard. But when I asked another guy, he said, yeah, they put those there after there was an attempted escape with, a helicopter, and I don't know who the guy was they were trying to get up out of there. But that's the only thing I've heard remotely close to somebody trying to get out of a USP. And, if a guy is not really a super high-powered or an international considered threat, they won't send him to a camp. If you're not a threat, the camp, you can walk away from a camp, guys, from a camp, but most people don't walk away from camps because they're doing camp time. Federal camp, no fences, it's open. It's way different than going to USP when you're in a cage. So, the transport thing, that's why they usually transport people at odd hours. You don't get your phone's privileges is cut off. You don't know what day you're leaving, what time. There's no way for you to let people know that you're going to be going somewhere else. They don't tell you where you're going. None of that. Because, usually when they transfer, there's more than one person being transferred, and you never know who you're being transferred with. Some guys are high-powered. They got resources, they can make shit happen, especially if they're doing crazy time. But 18 months is, I'm not saying you lay down, but damn, that's to break this guy out and kill 2 people over 18 months. In Lompoc, you got guys doing, 200 years plus life, crazy time, man. So yeah, this escape, it wasn't an escape. This breakout is definitely gonna have the French police on full alert, and to let you know that they ain't soft over in France. They got some gangsters over there, high powered. France is not it ain't no soft place when you think dudes that just run around there, letting shit fly. They ain't going down like that over there. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, share the channel, and whoever this dude's homies were, they put their lives on the line for this one because they all are going down if they get caught. And I don't see these type of guys, they're going to probably go out in a blaze before they let themselves get arrested and be caught for this one. Big Herc now.
Lockdown's over. Get your yard time in.
Smelly ball sack and a funky hoo-ha. Big Herc said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at FreshOutSeries.com.